Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Pegah. Welcome to Lesson 6, where we are tackling two major concepts that will completely transform the way you write code: advanced value checking and looping structures. First, we are looking at the nullish coalescing operator, represented by two question marks, and why it solves a massive hidden bug that the logical OR operator leaves behind. Then, we're diving straight into repetition structures, the while loop, the do-while loop, and the highly essential for loop. We'll also look at how to take granular control over your execution paths using the break and continue directives. Keep your brain sharp, because I have 4 distinct logic challenges loaded into this video to see if you can trace values like a true JS compiler. Let's get right into it. JavaScript has a fantastic tool called the nullish coalescing operator, written as 2 question marks. We say a value is defined as long as it isn't null or undefined. The double question mark simply returns the first value if it's defined. Otherwise, it falls back to the second one. You can even chain multiple double question marks together to safely pick the first defined variable out of a long list. Now, you might notice this looks exactly like the logical OR operator, but there is a huge, critical difference between them that trips up everyone. The OR operator returns the first truthy value. It treats false, 0, and empty strings exactly the same as null or undefined. The nullish coalescing operator only looks for defined values. It leaves valid data like 0 or empty strings completely alone. Use the double question mark whenever 0, false, or empty strings are valid inputs that you don't want overwritten by a default fallback value. Let's put your understanding of this hidden traps to the test. Look at these two expressions. Think carefully about how both operators treat an empty string. Pause the video, write down your predictions, and drop your answers in the comments below. When building applications, we frequently need to repeat actions, like outputting items from a list, one after another, or running the exact same operation on a sequence of numbers. Loops give us a powerful way to repeat a block of code multiple times without rewriting it. The standard while loop checks a condition first. As long as that condition remains truthy, the code inside the loop body keeps executing. Every time the loop body runs, we increment our counter. The moment the condition becomes false, the loop stops immediately. Alternatively, you can flip this logic on its head by moving the condition check to the very bottom using the do-while syntax. In this structure, JavaScript executes the body of the loop first and only checks the condition afterwards. This variation guarantees that your loop body will run at least once, completely regardless of whether the condition is true or false initially. Because of this unique behavior, you should only use do-while when that first guaranteed execution is absolutely required. For almost everything else, the standard while loop is preferred. Let's see how closely you're tracking the variable values inside a loop body. Take a close look at this specific while loop implementation. What is the absolute last value that gets alerted to the screen before the loop terminates, and why? Pause the video, trace the value changes step by step, and drop your explanation in the comments below. While loops are straightforward, the for loop is a bit more complex. However, it is easily the most commonly used loop in JavaScript because it keeps all your loop control logic in one clean place. The syntax looks like a single statement broken into 3 parts inside the parentheses: a begin statement, a condition, and a step execution, followed by the loop body. Let's look at a concrete example. This loop runs an alert for the variable I, starting at 0, going up to but not including 3. Let's see if you can trace the exact output sequence when we tweak these parameters. Look closely at this modified for loop configuration. Notice where the counter begins, the change in the condition check, and how the step increments by 2 instead of 1. What values will pop up on the screen, and in what exact order? Pause the video, trace the execution line by line, and drop your answer in the comments below. Normally, a loop exits naturally when its condition evaluates to false. But sometimes you need to force an immediate exit at any point based on an event happening inside the loop body. To do that, we use the break directive. Take a look at this infinite while true loop. It asks the user for a series of numbers, but the moment they submit an empty value, the break statement triggers, stopping the entire loop instantly and jumping straight down to the final alert. Think of the continue directive as a lighter version of break. It doesn't kill the whole loop. Instead, it stops the current iteration early and immediately forces the loop to start the next turn. We use continue when we are done processing the current step and want to skip the rest of the loop body to move on. For example, this loop prints only odd numbers. If the number is even, the condition passes, continue executes, and JavaScript skips the alert completely, jumping straight to the next step. Let's see if you can figure out how break and continue interact when thrown into the same loop. Read this block of code carefully. Trace each step of this loop one by one. Which numbers will actually make it to the alert screen before the code wraps up? Pause the video, write down the exact sequence of outputs, and drop your answer in the comments below. Fantastic work! You have successfully added repetitive structures and precise nullish evaluations to your programming toolkit. These loops and logic flow patterns are the absolute bread and butter of daily software development. Make sure to leave your 4 challenge answers, the empty string check, the postfix decrement countdown, the custom for loop sequence, and that tricky combined break and continue puzzle down below in the comments section. I'm excited to see who drops the cleanest explanations. If this lesson clarified how JavaScript executes statements repeatedly under the hood, give that like button a tap, hit subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you're ready when Lesson 7 drops. Let's keep mastering JS together.